Hi, my name is Samuel Bradshaw, and in this recording I'll be showing you how to create an Easter egg using simple HTML and CSS. I'm using CodePen, which allows me to edit the code and see a live preview in the same window. First, we'll use CSS to give our page body a green background. Background color green. We'll also add about 20 pixels padding. This will just make it easier to see the egg once we have it drawn. Alright, in our HTML, let's add a div, and we'll give it the class egg. Okay, now that we have a div, we can style that div using the .egg selector in CSS, and we'll give the egg a background color. We'll give it a light gray color, and we'll give it a height and a width. Cool, so we have a gray rectangle. Doesn't quite look like an egg yet, but we can turn this rectangle into an egg shape using border radius. So let's give this a border radius of 50% to start. Okay, it's starting to look like an egg, though the curve isn't exactly right. We need to be more specific on our border radius. And let's use this, and I'll explain it in a second. Alright, that looks more like an egg. So these styles work together, or these sections of the border radius. 50% means, so is this first radius, 50% width, 50% of the width of the egg is curved, and 60% of the height of the egg on this corner is curved. And then in the next corner, it's 50% and 60% again. So 50% of the width, 60% of the height. And then here we have 50% and 40%. This is the third corner, 50% of the width, 40% of the height of the egg is curved. And then 50%, 40% again. So this last corner, 50% curve, and then the height curve extends 40%. Cool, so we have an egg shape. Let's turn this into an Easter egg and give it some color. So I'm going to use a separate class. So this div now has two classes. It has the class Easter and the class egg. And we're going to give some rules to the Easter class. Let's give our Easter egg a background color. And we'll call it light blue. These are CSS predefined colors, which are kind of handy to use. Cool, so we have a colored egg, and let's add a line to the egg, because Easter eggs sometimes have patterns too. So we'll say div class equals line. We're putting a HTML div inside of the Easter egg div. Okay, and let's style the line. So let's say We'll give this div a background color, the same as the background color of the egg, light gray. And let's give it a height. Right now it's 0 height because it doesn't have anything inside it, but let's force it to a height of 10 pixels. Alright, there's our line. And if you'll notice here, the line is extending outside of the borders of the egg. To fix that, we can go back to our egg class and give it overflow hidden. And that chops off anything that overflows outside the egg. Let's move this line down a little bit. Position relative, top 50%. Relative position just means it's relative to the egg that we're moving it down, not 50% of the whole page height. Okay, cool. So we have an egg, and let's rotate a little bit because it'll look more fun that way. You can do transform. This is on the Easter class. Rotate 15 degrees. And there we have it. So the reason I use two separate CSS rules, two separate classes for the egg and Easter, is because I wanted to be able to take off the Easter class and just have a regular egg. So if you add Easter, it's an Easter egg. If you only have the egg class, it's just a plain egg. So that's kind of cool with CSS. You can have multiple classes on the same element that do different things. And that's it. Thanks for watching.